The company which built and designed Boscombe's controversial artificial surf reef has defended its performance. Earlier this year, independent monitoring labelled the £3 million reef substandard. But in an exclusive interview with South Today, ASR Ltd says the findings were taken out of context. Although it's looking at improvements, overall the reef is a success. Bryony Leyland reports.
Launched last November, Boscombe Surf Reef has met a tide of criticism. In May, a draft independent monitoring report found that though it was shaping the waves to make them higher and more challenging, it was meeting just 4 out of 11 criteria, and the ride was too short, too steep and too inconsistent. But the reef's creator, ASR Ltd, says contractually it only had to meet 5 key criteria, and the reef has satisfied all but one of those, the length of the ride.
I think it's been a tremendous success in a lot of ways, and we're proud of it. And we've kept our heads down and our mouths shut and continued to work hard on what we think is important, which is maximizing the performance of the reef for the community and the people that are using it.
It's not that you've been hiding from what some people see as the failure of the reef.
No, I think far from. I mean, we've actually increased our level of engagement with the community.
This is what some people have said about the reef. Unmitigated disaster, white elephant, flop, impossible to surf. How do you feel about that kind of customer feedback?
It's frustrating, you know? It's frustrating, and we have to look at it as an opportunity to educate. It's not perfect. We can improve. We're working to do that, but it's certainly not a failure.
A performance payment of £150,000 has so far been withheld by Bournemouth Council, who say everyone's agreed the reef isn't working as well as it should. ASR say discussions are underway about refinements, so who will pay?
I don't know. You know, we're still in early stages of discussion, so you know, it's to be determined. Again, it's to be determined if anything actually happens. If something does happen, you know, what we've discussed is that we would use some of the monies that were actually held back for the performance of the reef, and that always have been contemplated to be held back, to improve its performance, as we've talked about since day one.
But what if those remedial works cost more than £150,000, which is the money the council's withheld from you?
Then the council would have to decide whether any incremental cost would make sense for the community to spend. That would be the decision of the council, not us.
It's not something you're going to fund?
No.
If refinements are approved, ASR says work could start next summer. It acknowledges the reef, which is the company's first in Europe, is important to its reputation. It says it's committed to the project long term and is proud of what's been achieved so far. Bryony Leyland, BBC South Today, London.